All right, today to make the skirt, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making this skirt into a just on its own separate skirt, which means that you can make it with a athletic fabric or something like that, and could even make it not just as a swim skirt, but as an athletic skirt or whatever you want to make it of. Okay, I'm also going to be adding shorties to it because I love having the shorties to wear underneath it. This fabric, the pattern I'm going to be using for the shorties is the shorties from the Be Invincible skirt, that pattern that we have. And I'm also going to be using the waistband from the Be Invincible skirt pattern. I did cut out the tall waistband, but they have a tall waistband and they have a shorter waistband, so it's up to you whichever you want to use. And at the end, I'll give you a review and tell you how it feels, how it fits and stuff like that, and then you can make up your mind. So stick around to see what it looks like in the end. Now, if you want to see the other video, it's going to be coming up. The second video is going to have a the second video is going to be how to create a tankini out of the bathing suit, and then how to create a one piece that does not have the attached skirt. So make sure that you be on the lookout for that video that will release in the next week or so, or a couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for that. Now, to begin this, I'm going to tell you that it's literally so easy. You're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, that's super simple. I can do that. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep our skirt. Now, the way that we're going to prep our skirt is the same way that we would prep it, even if we were going to make it onto the Candi, if we were going to attach it to the Candi bathing suit, the Candi Swim Dress thing. Anyway, so it's going to be the same way, which means that I'm going to be following the same steps, starting at the ties on the instructions for the Candi Swim Dress, and I'm going to go all the way down until it's time to attach to the bathing suit. So that's what I'm going to be doing. For the Invincible shorts, I'm going to be doing the same steps. I'm going to be sewing up the shorts the same way that they're sewn in the pattern, and up until it's time to attach to the skirt, because instead of attaching it to that skirt, we're going to be attaching it to this skirt. And then instead of attaching the bathing suit bottoms and the bathing suit top to this skirt, we're going to be attaching the shorties and the waistband. Now, I'm going to be using the waistband from the Be Invincible skirt, but if you don't have that pattern and you don't really want it because you don't care about the shorties, all you want is the skirt, you can create your own waistband, and all you have to do is measure where your preferred waist is, where your skirt is going to land at your waist, and subtract 2 to 3 inches, and then cut a piece of fabric that width, and then the length that you want it to go. We fold our waistband in half to attach, because I'm gonna do it attach it kind of like a yoga waistband, so like a folded in half waistband. So however tall you want your waistband to be, you're going to double that. So let's say you want your waistband to be 2 inches, you're gonna double that to 4 inches, and then you're gonna add seam allowance. So I'm gonna add another half an inch for seam allowance all the way around, because then we'll fold it together and we'll attach it to the skirt. So that's the way that you can measure your own waistband if you don't want to grab the waistband that comes with the other pattern. All right, let's get started. Like I said, I'm going to be using the exact same instructions up until that point. So I'm going to go fairly quickly on this. So if you have questions and you're like, oh, I got a little bit lost, you can go ahead and check out that tutorial where I go more in depth on how to do it. It's the video. I'll attach a link to the video below.
All right, we're going to get started with our ties. We're going to place them right sides together and sew around the top, the bottom, and the front side, leaving that opening on the edge where we're going to turn it around once we're done sewing them up. Once my ties have been sewn, I like to go ahead and clip some of the extra seams, the extra thread, so that way it's not super bulky, and then we're going to turn it right side out. Once we're done turning that right side out, we're going to grab one of them and we're going to place it on the wearer's left side of the back of the skirt, and we're going to leave a 1/4 inch allowance at the top, and we're going to sew it on. We're just going to do like a basting stitch, because when we sew the skirt together, we will sew that together. Then we grab the over skirt and we are going to hem the top of the skirt, because when we attach this, we're not going to be sewing it to the skirt, to the other side of the skirt, so we want the top to be hemmed. When the tie's been sewn, we're going to place the front underskirt right on top of that side, and we're going to sew it right sides together. On the other side, we're going to position our overskirt right sides together, and we're going to sew it leaving a 2-inch gap here at the top because we're going to fix that. So we want to stitch it a 1/4 inch down from the top of the back skirt, but we're going to start sewing about 2 inches down from the top. Once we were done sewing that up, we're going to go ahead and fold that hem allowance all the way around the sides and the bottom of the skirt. Here at the top, you may have to trim that a little bit, and that's fine. I'm going to be using my cover stitch to hem this. You can use a zigzag stitch on your sewing machine, or some kind of double needle or triple stitch, or whatever you want to use. Lastly, we're going to grab our skirt and we're going to fold it. This is my underskirt, and I'm going to place that right over here where at the edge, and we're going to attach that. But we're going to grab the overskirt and I'm going to flip it underneath, and then we're going to be able to attach both on that side where we left that 2-inch gap open. We're going to attach our back to it, so the outer skirt, the overlay skirt, is going to be touching the right side of the back skirt, and then the underskirt is going to be touching the wrong side of the back skirt, and it's going to be attached there at the corner. And so when you attach that at the corner, it's going to close up this little gap right here.
All right, we are done placing our skirt together. We've got the skirt up here is put together, but we've got that 1/4 inch here where we're going to attach that, and a 1/4 inch here where we're going to attach either the shorts or the waistband, or you would attach the bathing suit if that's what you were doing. The only thing we've got left is to attach the other strap, and we would attach it here on the other side and the overskirt. So you can do that now, where you're going to go ahead and attach it. I like to either fold it under, or you can fold it around, or I like to just like tuck it in, and then it gets sewn to the inside of our overskirt right here. So once we sew that on, our little skirt is finished. All we got to do is add the waistband or the shorties. So I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to work on getting the shorties ready and the waistband ready. Now again, I'm doing this quick overview, and then I'm gonna come back and piece them all together. I'm so excited. We're so close.
To prep our waistband, we're gonna fold it right sides together at the short raw edge and sew it with a stretch stitch. For our shorties, we're gonna grab each leg, fold it right sides together, and sew the inseam at the crotch right sides together. All right, once you're sewing your shorties inseam, we're going to turn one of the legs right side out, and then we're going to match the crotch seam right sides together and sew that whole crotch all the way around, all the way to the front to the back, and then our shorts are basically ready. If you want to go ahead and hem your shorties, right now is the best time to do it. You can do it at the end, it's up to you, but I'm going to go ahead and hem mine.
All right, friends, now that we've got our skirt put together, our shorties put together, and our waistband put together. Now, I know that if you had a different waistband and you may not be doing the shorties, that's fine. So what we want to do is we want to gather the skirt to fit the shorties and the waistband. Now, the shorties are a little bit bigger than the waistband, so they kind of have to get gathered as well. And so the waistband is a little bit tighter, and the waistband is what's going to get attached to both of them. But I wanted to gather, I'm gonna gather my skirt with clear elastic because I also think the clear elastic is nice because it brings it in and it helps keep that stability of the skirt. And that's why I'm doing the elastic here at the waist. So I've got my waistband, and what I did is I just marked the halves, but we don't have to worry about that right now. And I got my shorties. So what I'm gonna go do with my shorties is I'm gonna match the front and the back, and I'm going to go to the sides and mark where those sides are. And I'm gonna put in like a long basting stitch, like a gathering stitch at the top of the shorties, so that I can gather them to fit when I'm gonna sew them in. Okay, so those will be gathered with a stitch on my machine. But for the skirt, I'm gonna gather it to fit you see how it's just a little bit wider than my waistband. It's not a whole lot wider, but I still wanna add the clear elastic anyway. So I'm gonna mark the sides and go to the front and the back, and then I'll have that marked out. Okay, so there is my marks, and I'm gonna grab my elastic and I'm going to actually gather with elastic. Now this part is a part that we also do on the skirt video, so if you want to check that out. But essentially all I'm doing is marking my elastic quarters of the waistband so it matches the waistband, and the elastic is about an inch out longer than the waistband. So we attach the elastic now that it's all marked, the quarters are marked. So we're going to start in the back of our skirt here, and we're going to grab the elastic and we're going to pull this elastic taut to my first quarter point, and it'll kind of gather enough. Now there's not a ton of gathering because it's not a whole lot bigger, but the elastic will give it stability, so that's why I want to have the elastic on there. First, I'm gonna go ahead and just put in a basting stitch here to gather my shorts to fit. Then I'm gonna go to a zigzag stitch, and I'm going to attach that elastic. Now that overskirt is pulled out of the way, so we don't even do anything with that skirt. We're just doing it to the inside of the skirt. And we're gonna start at that back point, and we're gonna stretch our elastic to match our quarter point, and do the same all the way around. All right, now what we're going to do is a couple of things. First of all, we want to go ahead and attach the shorts. So we can go ahead and either attach our skirt to the waistband first, or our shorts to the waistband first, whatever you want, because essentially all of them are going to get attached. If you're using swim fabric, you want to do one at a time, because honestly, they get kind of, what do you call it? Slippery when you're doing it. So what I'm doing is I'm gathering the shorts to fit. Okay, and the waistband, I'm gonna mark I got the front and back mark. I gotta mark the sides as well. And if you want to go ahead and do both at the same time, you can. What you're going to do is you're gonna match up the front of your bodice and mark these together. So you can match these up first, like you can do the shorts with the skirt first and baste them together, and then add the waistband on top, or you can do them all at the same time. But like I said, when you're working with swim or athletic fabric, it can be a little bit slippery. So I would say to go ahead and put together the shorts and the skirt first, and then add the waistband. So what I'm doing is I'm going to baste the shorts to the skirt. So the right side of the shorts is touching the wrong side of the skirt, right? And I'm gonna baste them together with a straight stitch on my sewing machine. And then we're gonna come back to attach the waistband at the top here, and we'll be done. All right, now the last step is to hook on that waistband. Now remember, we left a 1/4 inch seam allowance here and a 1/4 inch seam allowance here. So we have the allowance for attaching this waistband, and we're going to attach it to both the skirt and the shorts. So now I'm just going to go ahead and place it on here and attach, and that's it.
Let's go attach it with our serger or our preferred straight stretch stitch, and we'll be done.
All right, friends, we are done with this sew. I think it turned out super cute. I love that it is still a faux wrap, and it's got built-in shorts now, and it's not attached to our swimsuit. So if you didn't want it to be attached, now it doesn't have to be. And it still looks super cute. I'm wearing the Bethany swimsuit right now. And what I want to do too is, what I wanted to tell you is, if you don't want your waistband to be as high as mine, you can definitely I use the tall waistband on my Be Invincible shorts, so that's why mine is super tall. But if you wanted yours to be a little bit smaller, you can use the regular waistband and it will look really cute as well. I mean, I don't know how this looks because I just folded it over, but you know, it's gonna be about half the width. So anyway, I hope you like this tutorial. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check back where I'm gonna show you how we're gonna turn the Candi Swim Dress into separates. Well, now I already showed you how to turn it into a single skirt, but I'm gonna show you how to turn the bodice into a tankini, and then how to make an actual full swimsuit with the bodice instead of attaching the skirt. So don't forget to subscribe so you can check those out. Go grab your pattern, sew it up with me, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!